I guess I should turn my mic on if we're going to start. I'm here chatting away with everything. Thank you, Nancy. We're here today to talk about the nanoVoice. You guys can also talk to each other. There's a participant list there. You can hit your right mouse and go down to chat, talk to each other. You can also write me a little note if you don't know how to do that. It is a box, an empty box, right under where you see all the chat going on. Just click in there and type something. We're going to be talking today about a computer program. So you can download that by going to our site or going to nanovoice.org, nanovoice.org. There's instructions, software, articles, Velveteen Rabbit that we're going to be using today. And if you would like to have one of your friends join us, there is a link here where they can join this class. Just send them over this link. Just click here. I can't click it now because it will mess up everything. But this will be up for the next few days. All right, we're going to talk about vocal profiling in action. The idea that your voice has information about you. We started all this by working with personality and then began to provide people back frequencies and notes of music to help calm them, like playing Dalai Lama before we started. Sometimes people would have a boyfriend dump them or someone die, and we were able to provide them with music to soothe their emotions. We found that that music was providing them solace, yes, but also sometimes it would help a muscle move or help a neck pain relax. So we began to put all the pieces together, and although we're only looking at the nutritional or the nano profiler, we can do a lot of other things. Somebody's asking me information about a nutrition. Yeah, we can do the same thing and see if your sulfur's up or your calcium's low or what is going on. So absolutely, we have taken this beyond just looking at personality into looking at many things. So for those of you who want the software that we're dealing with today, go to nanovoice.org and you can download it. There is a little starter guide there. If you're using Mac, there's instructions. There is a notes correlate chart there for you to download. Let's see what each of these mean. Now, why would you want to listen to this nanoVoice class? What could you possibly do with it? Well, you could start your own consulting practice, and a couple of people have asked about that, and I'll be talking about it as we go along. You can charge $10, $20, $30 for these profiles, computerized, individualized profiles. So you can set your own pay scale. We don't mind whatever you do. You give away for free. A lot of people use them as an intro. They go to a health fair and they set up a computer and let people read these online. Yes, it does require a microphone. You can get a cheaper microphone for about $20, $25. And if you don't know where to get those, just go to Amazon and put in USB mic, or just go to our site and look at links, and we've got some of the links that go directly to Amazon. You can start your own practice at your own pay scale. You can also help make privacy transparent. Now, in our society, privacy is very revered. Do we really want to expose everyone? Do we have a right to expose everyone to what they are really saying and feeling and thinking? And if you're going to do that to people, remember that they also have a right to know about you. Those people who put themselves in a place of authority, who put themselves in the public eye, the law says that we have a right to look at their information. Michael, I'm going to pass you a microphone. And did you want to open the mic and give a question? You have your little hand signal up, like you wanted to ask a question, Michael. Are you there? Well, Joan, I can't do anything about the voice not being clear. The people did not show up to help with this class, and I'm doing the best I can here. Michael, I'm just going to assume that you hit the hold up your hand accidentally. If you want to write me a little message, how can I change my speakers from speakers to headset? Michael, I cannot answer that question. I am computer stupid, so maybe somebody else on the chat can help you. So if anybody can help Michael change his speakers to the headset, please just chat with them and see if you can get that done. Also, we're looking for people to train other nano people, but not loud enough. Okay, let me see if I can turn the mic up. Mic is turned way down. I did that because music was so loud. Okay, Moon, how is that? Is it better? I turned it up. So many different reasons why we're looking at this nanoVoice, and you'll know more as we go along. This is the Institute of Bioacoustic Biology and Sound Health. That's me in the upper left-hand corner. That was taken a couple of years ago. Got a little gray hair now, but that's okay because I'm a great grandma. We occupy all 3 floors of this old building, and if you get close, come and visit. For more information, and we just can't in this 2 hours touch on everything, and I will probably even go over with the 2 hours. But if you want more information, go to our journal at jbab.org, Journal of Bioacoustic Biology.org. There is hidden information in your voice. This top information is hidden DNA. And this was a person who you all would recognize the name if I said it. So you can see the little dip in the picture here. And we were able to trace that frequency down, and it was the inability to process choline. So we gave them back choline, and their eyes cleared up, and they're happy now. The bottom one, can you see how it twists? This was somebody who was infested with parasites, flukes as a matter of fact. And now you can see the little flukes in their vocal print. So your voice not only holds hidden frequencies, but it holds hidden pictures of what's going on. And that's one of the things that we study here. We're looking at your energy body. And your voice is a manifestation of your energy body. Sometimes you can touch people and they can feel your energy. That's a manifestation of it. Reading auras. You often see a yellow aura around Christ, or white light, or Qigong. Acupuncture is a form of body energy. And mankind, in his wish to know about body energy, has created x-rays and CAT scans and all those things. This is very ancient. This is an 8,000-year-old mummy, and they had drawn or put tattoos on his fingers. They later found out that these tattoos were supposed to be taking care of arthritis. And they did confirm that this mummy had arthritis. So this is a very, very ancient idea of energy as shape, as well as voice, as well as nerve transmission as well as energy from the brain. It is manifested in our society by us talking to each other, by shapes, by colors, by rainbows, by wave-shaped forms. Frequency is a form of energy, and you could make the argument frequency ... meaning frequency is everything. So we're going to be looking at the energy body as expression, as words. Your brain is a central processing unit, and all of this information goes out to the body through your neural network. So as you speak, there's something called the recurrent laryngeal nerve that's in your parasympathetic nerve bundle. And as you speak, you program the body. And then as you think, you program the body. It's all frequency, and a voice is an expression of that. We also know from the ancients that places, shapes, your home, the shape of each room, your favorite shapes. I kind of like three-sided triangles, and that's the note of E. That's very close to my birth note. Machu Picchu has a very nice place where you go and sit. You can talk to the valley and sing to the valley, and it will echo your sounds back to you. This is ancient and also in a form that you carry the sound with you in your ears as an otoacoustic emission. So there's an article called If You Can Moan, You Can Tone. I forgot to have them put that up, but I will see if I can get it. And it will tell you how to listen to your own sound. So put yourself in spaces anytime you want. So if we work with the nanoVoice, it is a personality profiler and so much more. We designed it just to prove to you that the frequencies in your voice would tell us something. Now, you already knew that on two levels. One, you can tell when people are sarcastic or mad or angry or upset or stuffing information and not telling you everything. But also think about a young man going through puberty. His voice changes in response to his vocal cords. And we've just taken that step further. We knew about the personality already, but in some of our other computer programs, we look at nutrition and protein. It's the recurrent, R-E-C-U-R-R-E-N-T, recurrent laryngeal nerve. Like the larynx. Somebody's asking to repeat the name of the nerve. Okay. And it goes to the parasympathetic nerve bundle. So we actually look at two kinds of voices here. We look at frequency sets, that's what the top graph is, and that's as opposed to time domain, which is the nanoVoice, and that's what we're going to look at today. The state of your health can be found in the sound of your voice. Absolutely. So you're starting with a little nanoVoice, tiny little program. It gives you 3 to 4 paragraphs about a person, looks at the highs and lows in the voice. The next step is the nanoVoice, which is the mother of the nanoVoice, and it gives you 4 or 5 pages. The nanoVoice we developed for iPhones. We just haven't got it on iPhones yet. So you're at a restaurant, and there's 3 or 4 of you there eating a meal, and you decide to see how compatible you are. Just step open your iPhone and read your voice. nanoVoice meaning new voice. We also have satellite courses. You can take any of our courses, well, not the teaching courses and that kind of thing. You can take them online. They can sit right at home and take any of the nutrition or muscles or eye watcher or heart tracker, any of those. Then there is the big professional course with the big yellow ball, and from there we have advanced Sunday courses. We have one today on anti-aging for our practitioners. There's also labs, research labs, internships, teaching apprenticeships. So as you begin to take your free classes, you can earn your money for the advanced classes. We tried to set it up that way so there wouldn't be any obstruction whatsoever to you not being able to afford our classes. We gave you a way to earn enough money in a very short time to become a professional bioacoustic technician or practitioner. A technician is just someone who helps someone else. And many people will start taking a professional course and then have to hire somebody to do the little nitty-gritty work like a technician. So what you will need today is the articles, a rabbit reading, and that's for you there too. That's to look at your voice in terms of allergy. The tiny nano manual, that's on your nanovoice.org. The note correlate chart there, and I will be giving you this radiation nutrition chart as we go along. So we're going to be teaching you how to take a vocal print and more than anything, how to interpret it. So I've pulled things from many different directions to show you how to begin to interpret what your voice says. I really believe that frequency is very, very ancient, and mankind forgot how to read those frequencies, with the exceptions of the nuance that we still read in people's voices. So why would you want to look at the nanoVoice? It will reveal your hidden self, satisfy your curiosity about other people, confirm what you already know, and test for allergies and compatibility. So we're going to go through some of the information first about how and why you might want to look at this. I always believe in showing people benefits. Do you remember the movie The Secret? It was out 3 or 4 years ago. Blockbuster, broke all records, and they told you you could have what you want. You just had to program yourself for it. But people really got in trouble when what they wanted was their neighbor's wife or their neighbor's car. So although The Secret told you how you could get what you want or what you think you want, it didn't tell you what you really want. And this little program works. So we start with an absolute blank slate here, 12 notes, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and so forth, and in different octaves. 0 is middle C, and there are octaves above and below. Men normally speak in -2 and -3. Women -1, -2, maybe menopausal women might get down to -3. But children talk usually in middle C and maybe an octave above. And if you see someone's voice that's split all over this grid, you can think their personalities that way, because this thing is very logical in how you look at it. So if the voice print is split, the voice personality is split. So if we look at which notes are dominant, we can get an idea of the dominant personality. Now, there is a note correlate chart that goes along with this that you can download from nanovoice.org. And here we are looking at the note of C sharp. So that says secretly hard on yourself, hard on others as a cover. They really like justice. So just as the tallness of these notes means something, the color of these notes means something. So this person has 29 total, 29 yellow notes, for a total of 31 notes. A little bit of red down here. And the note of C, the tallest one is 16 hits, that's the blue, and total a score of 40. Now 42 is about normal, and we'll go over that more and more. But as we begin to look at these notes, each of the colors means something. Yellow means think, blue means feel, red means react, and green means do. And that'll come up again and again as we go through this. You don't have to seriously take notes now. So we're looking at somebody who has a note of C, who is secretly hard on self, hard on others as a cover. They are intellectual, they're mental, they're thinking about justice. A good example, I just saw a TV show with some guy named Harvey who is an attorney, and he's secretly hard on other people, and he's all the time being mental. I think it's called, maybe? I can't think of the name of the show. But he's an example. Alan Alda, for you other older folks, would be an example. On MASH, he played this intellectual doctor who was all the time beating on other people. Okay, let's look at the note of E. The note of E is very tall, and it represents words, self-sabotage, need to be needed, oxygenation, expression of words. You can't put everything on these little charts. So they are reactive with words. This is President Bush answering a question at a news conference. And you can tell that he is not right-brained at all. He is reactive from a mental perspective of fairness and justice. C to F is left brain. They're all logical and linear and one thing at a time. And F sharp to B is all right brain. And you can see Bush lacks his right brain. More and more of these will come up as we go along. Here's another one. Somebody who has a lot of mental energy about helping others. And this is Bush about 4 and 8. So it's all in his head. It's not really something that he deals with on an emotional level. And D and D sharp are people who want to help others, and they often promise more than they can deliver. That's from a mental perspective. This is a question about we cannot abandon our commitment to 4 and 8. Well, I'd like to see our 4 and 8 abandoned when you consider what's going on with some of these foreign dignitaries that we have provided their country with foreign aid, and when they leave office, you find out their Swiss bank account holds the same amount of money that we provided to them for foreign aid. So it's like they're paying these people off. I don't think Bush was very truthful about any of this. If he had been, there would have been more information in his vocal print. The more narrow the perspective, the more narrow the vocal print, the more narrow they're going to talk to you, the less information they're going to give you. So, can we satisfy our curiosity by using a nanoVoice? We just looked at Bush's hidden agenda. Why did Charles and Diana split up? Well, from his vocal print, Charles had no foundation. This bottom part, this is their foundation, their primary octave. Here's a split the two with nothing in the middle, a big gap. And when you see that gap in E, no words, his words are in fantasy. F, planning, F sharp, carrying out. He doesn't have that. He can't express what he wants, and he can't express what he wants to carry out. Charles wanted a mother. Diane was not a mother. So you can see that a lot of Charles's energy is split, scattered, and in this high childlike octave, which means he was seeking a mother. This is Charles after Diana's death. G sharp, reactionary, for a useful cause. not much emotion here. He didn't react emotionally. He reacted from what he thought other people needed from him, which is a red personality. Camilla looks happy. Diana's voice, lots of emotion. And this was just a couple of sentences from her as they were interviewing her after Charles and she had split, and she was asked if she thinks she would ever be, I guess this was before I can't remember which it was. Asked if she saw herself becoming Queen of England, she said no, because many felt she was a non-starter. Very emotional about physical practicality. Very much different from Charles that was red and reactive. She felt things very deeply, wanted to help other people. This is Diana, Prince William's mother, and this is William discussing marriage with Kate Middleton. Lots of very useful information. Go do it. Get it done. Green information. Can you see that Charles and his mother are very similar? They have very little reactive, very little red. They both have yellow, pink, as about the third down. Prince William is emotional in C-sharp and ego, emotional in helping other people. His mother energy is in F-sharp, have a plan, carry it out, get it into physical fruition for a good cause. They would work together well on a project. What blue she has missing, he has, and what green he has missing, she has. This is great compatibility. Prince William and his mother, very compatible, very much alike, very emotionally driven to get things done. This is Prince William as he's talking about marrying Kate. And one of the things you can look at, see how full his numbers are. Not only graphs there, but there are a list of numbers. Very full, very solid person. And you'll see some other people, if we back up, very unsolid person. This is his father. There's so many holes here. Unsolid, solid. And so a lot more than just highs and lows here. All the secret stuff. Well, comparison here. Solid is not available to Prince Charles. And the fact that he has lots and lots of information in his child octave, he's seeking a mother. And I think that's what he found in Camilla, a mother. This is Kate as compared to Prince William. Their voices are very, very similar. Notice how similar it is to Diana's voice, especially on the C, emotional, ego, justice, very, very high. Score 54 and 55 here. Score 23 and 49. Diana's 23 and 48. The information here is just nearly identical. Prince William went looking for his mother. But the difference here is he was an equal. He was foundational. He had his stuff together. Where Charles needed to be fed, had a lot of holes in his vocal thing. So Kate Middleton and Princess Diana are very, very similar in personality. And that's probably why the Queen doesn't get along with her. Because she just doesn't take any fast, where Princess Diana would be cowed by it. Kate won't. So if you're interested in frivolous things like that, we've got some more coming down the road. We're going to find out what Lady Gaga, what her real intentions are. So let's confirm what we already know. How can we do that? And do you want to do that? Do you want to confirm what you already know? Well, this is Andrew Wakefield, and he wrote an article about autism, and there was a problem with kids that were autistic. They had problems with their gut that people traced down to vaccination. And this British journal just tried to crucify him. This is an interview with Mike Adams. Very solid person, not a reactive person, not a defensive person, but very much a person who wanted to do well, who wanted to do good. Lots of green. You want to hire somebody and you want them to get it done, lots of green. There was another person who attacked Andrew Wakefield. His name was Brian Deere. Whoops, that's not right. Here's Brian Deere. His information is very reactive, very scattered. B sharp is gone. Look at the difference here. Andrew Wakefield, very solid, has all colors. As each color has almost an equal distribution, that kind of falls off over here with the blue when it comes to F sharp and G, managing things. Wants to help, wants to be a good person. But look at Brian Deere. Reactive in his head, very little emotion. He's a fibber. This voice graph indicates that no frequencies within the note of D sharp are present. D sharp indicates the integration between self-approval and words. So even with his own self-approval and words, it's not balanced. When you look at E and A sharp, are they balanced? No. E is small and yellow, 9, almost 42, remember. And A is 60, 64. Those two must match in color, in pattern, and in numeric value, or the person is not telling the truth. Let's look at Wakefield. E is 22, A sharp is 26. That to me is a match. So Brian Deere was lying. We went to court. It was proven Brian Deere was lying. The British Journal got shut down. They were there just to try to drag down Andrew Wakefield because he was telling the truth about vaccination. And he particularly had a problem with the MMR, measles, mumps, rubella. If I misspoke, Tommy, thanks for correcting me. Now, Italy has proven in court that measles, mumps, rubella does cause autism. So some of these other countries are way smarter than we are. Somebody got in touch with me and asked me if I could include the reasons Rand Paul endorsed Mitt Romney. Well, it wasn't his idea. You can see there's a lack of D. It wasn't his self-stuff. It lacked any reaction. It was all planned through words. Think, words. Hi, that's planned. Think, plan. Keep everything mental and carry it out for a reason. The reason here is justice. It wasn't his idea, and he's doing it in an attempt to unite the party. Now, I've been told by good source that Rand Paul has been able to win over some of the Romney delegates, and that Rand Paul has a very good chance of being nominated at the convention. I don't know what kind of issue that will create, I just know that as it is right now, I don't want it to stay the same. And I'm fearful that if Romney or Obama gets elected, it's going to be same old stuff. I have never seen it, heard it, and I've read a lot of history. I've never seen this so bad with debt and unemployment. And I've been on the planet 65 years, so I've seen a bit. This was a step toward uniting the Republican Party. So it wasn't against his father, it was to help unite the father with the rest of the party. Was Jerry Sandusky guilty? Well, this was in November of last year, and they printed Sandusky is going to be found guilty. Sure enough, he was. And he hadn't done one word, horseplay. He doesn't consider the horseplay with these kids as anything sexual. And it was so clear that we picked it up in his voice. We had a call from a woman who said, CBS called me. I am going to give them, well, I've already given them your report on Sandusky. And I hope you don't mind. And I said, well, as long as you left all the information, disclaimers and stuff on it, and that was ours. She said, oh, no, I didn't leave that. I just told them that the vocal print had found them to be guilty and hinged the Lord horseplay. I was like, why are you telling me this? This has upset me. You know, if you turn this in to a news station, you ought to at least tell them where you got it. They'll probably not even use it if you won't give it any credibility by telling them where it came from. This is the issue with Jerry Sandusky. Self-approval is up in the fantasy layer. Even though he says he didn't do anything wrong, he knows that he did. That very high correlation of the numeric chart up in the fantasy level lets you know that he does know right from wrong. Right brain, he can spin a good story. Left brain, he has a lack of foundation. So somehow where he has convinced himself that it's his right to do this. This is Jerry Sandusky's chart, very reactive in this interview that he did, and we can compare that with other people. Reactive is the red. Here is Shepard Farley, who was proven to be an art thief. He sold that snub-nosed picture of Obama and made it into sort of a cartoon and made billions on it. You can see some of the information is similar. A split in the chart with yellow and red. Think about it, react to it. It's not really touched their emotions yet. Here's another one, Michael Phelps, who was caught sucking on a bomb, and he just was sorry he got caught, but he does have some remorse. There's some blue here in C# and about justice. This is Christian Bale screaming at somebody on the set for walking in front of a light, a photographer. He's screaming and raging. If this was real screaming and raging, it would be red. He was doing it for a green purpose. He was trying to impress somebody or make a point or make something going on in the future. That very high F green, that's planning, a balance between perception and action. So he's just trying to impress somebody. It wasn't rage at all. This is some of what the computer program said about him. Easy for you to see the fault in others, but don't know how to get it across politely. Perhaps that's associated with self-approval and self-worth. We have some stress there. So not only do you get this graph, you get a little printout of what's going on. His tirade was a total put-on. Okay, could we use the same thing and test for allergy? Same little nanoVoice, very talented. So we have an article, and it's on that download for you. When you go to our site, nanoVoice.org, and that little secret stash there, this rabbit download is there. So we have people read this passage directly into the microphone. We use this passage as our control. We have them read the same thing then after they've ingested something like wheat, and we wait about 20 minutes and have them read the same thing again. So here we're reading it. I don't know what this one was. Maybe, it was somebody allergic to their cat. So they read again, and it's changed significantly. Well, it says ingestion here, but she was playing with her cat. This looks like it's two different people here. But before and after, this is how much it can change. The D changed significantly to 168. That is above normal by 3 times. And when you put your liver in stress like that, not a good thing. Maybe they put these together because the D is so obvious. It narrowed the voice down. It made the person less reactive. So it certainly caused a change. And we have a whole class about allergies where we showed all the different changes that could happen in the voice. Before they read the rabbit passage, and they're reading the same thing again, eat a banana, wait 20 minutes, and then read the same passage again. It should look the same if the banana didn't do anything strange to you. And if it looks greatly different like this one, the note of D just went wild, then that's not particularly good for you. If you'd taken it up to normal, to 42, that'd be good, but it took it to 168. Here are some of the common allergens. The note of C is peanut. D is gluten problem. E sharp, eggs and oats. F is cat. F sharp, milk. There's milk, sugar, and there's milk protein. So you have to watch and see which one it is. So if we look at the note of C, there's the peanut protein. These are called allergy correlate charts. Each note has one, and it breaks it down into chemicals and genomes. They're very handy if you're going to be doing allergy testing with this little free nanoVoice program. You can get them from the office. There's a phone number there, 740-698-9119, or just soundhealthoptions.com and tell them you want to order the allergy card, and you'd like a set of the allergy card. This is a set of information dealing with allergies to radioactive isotopes. So if you can show that you've been poisoned, I guess is the only word, with strontium-90, and we do have a radiation software waiting for you. It's there all the time. Jessica, don't call people now. I'm the only one here. So it's sound, so sound, S-O-U-N-D, healthoptions.com/radiationclass.html. And on that site, oh, Everett, I sent it to you privately. I needed to send it to everybody. On that site, you can download this graph. You can download software, and you can register it right online. If it shows up that you're poisoned with strontium-90, that's a note of F, and you can balance it with ATP. And it interferes with your use of inositol, which helps with choline and neurotransmitters and a lot of other things. So if you find that you've been poisoned using that little free program with any of these, nutritionally, we can identify how to back that off. That chart, this chart is waiting there for you, so you don't have to be rushing and scrambling and trying to write it all down. Colleen, I'll explain later. Just hold back. Bioacoustically, everything is always something else. So that frequency for cat dander is also the frequency for erythropoietin, one of the kidney's responses to any kind of stress. So that's what these cards are about. Things can be, 3 or 4 things can be C and sometimes be an identical note. I know sulfur and oxygen and palmitic acid are all within a couple of hundreds of each other. And we chose those allergy charts from 2 different people just to show that D was missing in one and D came up strong in the other. So if you're going to argue with me about this from 2 different people, I'm just trying to show you how the change can happen. We understand that whoever controls health controls the quality of life. And this is our first little stick our toes in the water to get this information to people. Because we think you have a right to know. We think you have a right to know what your leaders are saying. If somebody in a commercial is really telling you the truth, if a car salesman is telling you the truth, wouldn't you like to have this on a little iPhone? And you could tell instantly. Privacy would become an illusion. Are we there yet? Can we really stand this idea of privacy as an illusion? And everybody would know when you're lying. Where did it just become okay to lie? To sell something, to get a vote passed, to not get punished, to not get fired? You know, a lot of this information comes from a very ancient perspective. Sylvia Fong wrote this Tree of Life in the Holy Grail, and she says, thought to emanate from living systems, sounds and frequencies represent genetic coding, geographic locale, brain and neural function, biochemistry, emotion, physical structure, and emotional factors. And we just created a computer program to prove it. When you open your program, it gives you a little instruction booklet there. But you hit the little microphone, and up pops the thing that says, okay, I want to use this microphone or that microphone. And it will automatically begin to count and hit. How, now, round, cow, 4 hits. And it'll accumulate right here where you see this little 0. If you want to see the column graph, that's what it defaults to, but if you want to see the numeric graph, you just hit the column. You must save your data before it'll give a report. You put a name in there. Hit the little disk and it'll save it. Then you hit the little blue TV screen and it will show you the report. All of this is in your tiny nano manual. Also download that note correlate chart. It tells you what each of the notes are. There are some things that are not here, like E is word, C sharp is justice, things like that. We are constantly adding to this and making it bigger, and pretty soon it's going to be a whole book. We need a microphone. Look at this. This used to be $12.99 at Amazon. People, they have upwards of 42, they have upwards of 20, and then 30, and now 40. It was the better mic, but not at that price. So we might go back to the little USB Logitech mic. If you can't find these on Amazon, go to our site and look at the link. This little USB, looks like a little cool pin, is very fragile. It's very hard plastic, and it breaks easily. If you can afford it, the little black rubber Dynex mic is actually the better microphone because it's just more sturdy. And the Samson is heavy. Very good mic, but it's very heavy. Not good for somebody with Lou Gehrig's disease or a little kid. But it's very stable. You can throw it across the room and you still got a microphone. We're going to start with an empty plate here and look at some examples. When this prints out, it gives you a cover sheet that has that note correlate chart on it. But you can also include a copy of the chart, so they're sometimes a little different. See, this C sharp says champion of justice and fair play, where the other one for C sharp says it a little different. So you get this front sheet, and then it begins to spit out what's going on. It begins to correlate data according to how high, how much information, how many hits in each note. 42 is average, 20 is too low, 80 is too high. So if this is somebody's ego, and they're at 20, you could probably run over them. And if it's 80, they're probably going to try to run over you. This is Rob Blagojevich that was found guilty of selling Obama's seat in Tennessee. This was taken when he was defending himself. Look at the ego. Intellectual ego. And the next is emotional management. He brought a bunch of mentally challenged folks with him to testify for him. It was all based on emotions. He was trying to protect his ego. And when you see that somebody's ego is all yellow, it's all in their head. They're doing justification dances. So the first thing looking at is intellectual ego. Reactive, A and A sharp. Reactive management, emotional management. Was he guilty? He said so at the time. And he knew it. He knew he was caught. And he thought he was smarter than everybody else and he could get out of it. The combination of those notes means something also. Now this I found absolutely fascinating. This was taken during the Obama-McCain arguments, whatever you call them, debates. Look at how it came out. With McCain, high blue, high emotions. Next screen, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red. But look at Obama. The same. Emotions first. Obama, during the campaign last one, had much more emotions. In this campaign, it's almost all intellect. you would like to see a balance of all of those notes. So we look at the yellow as distinct, give the facts, the green as the dew, like a farmer starts his crops in early spring, they format future firemen. I'll add two more pieces and give you a little bit of time to write it down. We'll come back to that one. So the yellow and the red are reactive and thinking, and the green and blue are accomplished and feel. If you import the file through a nanoVoice, it just reads a lot more information than if you're doing a live capture. We don't look at importing a WAV file unless we want to know the intention of the person. Lawrence, that's a great question. So if you're importing a WAV file, just the whole WAV file at once, like you ran it on Audacity, then it'll give you the overview intention of that person. But if you look at the recording note by note as you're doing it, you can look at what was said when. As they were saying this is what came up. As they said this is what came up. People who are yellow and red usually think with their head quick. And people who are green and blue usually think with their gut. Okay, let's go back and do a little recap of that. The blue is emotional, like a minister. They make them those colors, Michael, because those are the most compatible with everyone. Sky blue is the most compatible note with everyone. Yellow is mental, green the farmer, red the reactive. And you can combine them. People who have all colors in their chart are a multitasker. This is all colors, and probably red and yellow are dominant. So this is a person who reacts from a head perspective. They're mentally reactive in justice, speaking the words, and seeing that the words are carried out. F is the planning, and F shows us how you're going to carry out the plan. So you first look at the most dominant notes. Dominant notes, I should say. This is Leno on Oprah saying about Conan O'Brien, about him taking back over his show. It broke my heart. Big fat lie. It's words for a mental outcome, and a little bit of do for an emotional, non-emotional, just an outcome. He's fibbing. What moves him? Intellect. Was it the truth? No. There's not enough notes there to make it the truth. Widows, they weren't happy with the other guy's show. They said, we want you to go back. I said, okay. Reactive. Mental. He's doing it for some mental reason. But it's not coherent. Look at how the notes are scattered everywhere. It's just not a coherent perspective about any of it. Scattered notes, scattered mind. His mind's not even on what he's saying here. If you get something that has so few notes, they aren't telling the truth, or they don't have their mind on what they're saying. This is some of the printout for Jay Leno. Expression of words, both written and oral. He's good at that. Self-expression. So not only do you get to look at the columns and guess what they mean, you get a little printout. Okay, this whole thing is a huge, huge mess, he said. D is very high. He wants a solution that will please everyone. D is the pleaser. It's green, so he wants to accomplish something. And there's a bit of stress in there on C-sharp, justice, self-approval. So he may be feeling a little bit of stress about it. Maybe a nickel out of $1. Not bothering him much. Clemens says, sorry I let you guys down. I have regrets that it was not handled better. Does he really? F sharp is how the plan was carried out, so he's reacted there. That may be the truth, but it's not all of it. There's too much missing in here for it to be all of the truth. So again, it's coming from his head, reactive intellectualism. The red in this context means he's not really thought about it a lot, he's just talking. On the other hand, this is Conan O'Brien. He's telling the truth. See how filled out that is? He wants an emotional, or Jay Leno's is yellow here, his is blue. He's curving his whole staff across the U.S. to get this done. So he was only him, and his whole staff was involved. Dominant color green, do it. Get it done. Do it for a good purpose. C-sharp's the highest. Make it just for everyone. There's a bit of a split here, and then here's all this blue, and then it begins to just totally drop off. So his emotions are less logical. He can't find the logical reason for this to have happened. And he's suppressing a bit of his emotional reactions here. So there's a big dip between this F blue and the F sharp blue. So look at the difference. I'd rather be working for Conan O'Brien. He's a real person. Jay Leno is kind of a puppet. Okay, let's look at each of these notes and what they express. So notice C. Physical meat of the body, heart muscle, self, 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 ego, ego, ego. Along with C-sharp, female reproduction. A lot of C, and I would run the other direction. It's an Aries quality. They want to be out front. They don't always have the natural ability. They just have the desire. Ego, ego. So here's some of the things represented by C. And C's balancing note is F sharp. There's a set of note correlate charts that help you look at this. There's also a set of allergy charts that help you look specifically at allergies, and then specifically at cholesterol, and there's another specifically at radiation. So with each program, you can use a set of these cards to look at the balance. Now with nano, it only looks at highs and lows. It does not look at balance. These cards are actually back and front to one another. So if your left brain and need to notice C, use this card. If your right brain and need to notice C, use the reverse of this. And there's a typo. So it looks like part of the T is missing. So write myself a note. So if we look at the C and it's blue, they're high emotional ego. It has to be catered to. You don't love me. If you love me, you would. Blah, blah, blah. If you were having sex with this blue person, they wouldn't care whether you were satisfied or not. It's all there. So C-sharp, connective tissue, tendons, ligaments. There's some eye connective tissue going on with C-sharp too. It's a chart. Stubborn. C-sharp helps absorb nutrients through the bowel. It is responsible for endometriosis, too much of the C-sharp. Vitamin A is in there. Trying to think of other things. C-sharp and G are a pair. You know, there's vitamins, retinol, it's vitamin A. Gives you the muscles and where the muscles are located. These are the first set of cards that we did. They're not specialized. So C and C-sharp, red. This is a person totally into themselves. They'll have justice their way. We just did one on Hillary Clinton about Egypt, and it was totally red, C-sharp. Justice will be my way. I would not deal with this person if it was a sexual encounter. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, goodbye. They won't remember your name in the morning. Too much C and C-sharp. Their way or the highway. That's a little better. Still red, but in a normal level. Where the last one was way too much. This is a bully. It might even be violent. This is a little more balanced. You can tell I pulled these from another chart. So D. D is the giver, but they don't like to give without reciprocation, but they don't always tell you that they expect reciprocation. They just expect you to see that. They make good counselors. They are sometimes too easily involved with the other person. When they get older, they decide that people need to help themselves. Liver, pancreas, gallbladder, orange. And you can do this by colors or music. The notes, yes, but the color, if you love orange, it's probably liver, gallbladder, pancreas. I'm into green right now, so I've got some kidney issues going on. D and G sharp are pairs. That's where a lot of your hormones are. Testosterone, estrogen. A lot of allergies come out of the note of D, as you'll see here in a few minutes. Okay, we have somebody who wants to please, intellectually please by giving. And they're combining it with action words. There's only 132 hits here, so what would the average be? 11. So the note of E is kind of average here. the D and G sharp intellectually. I'm going to do this for you, and I'm going to expect a little payback here. This is how you do it. I've been there before. I know how to do it. I know what's good for you. They're not considering the other person at all. If they did, there'd be more balance between think and do. In each of these notes, there needs to be balance. This is Obama talking about whether or not his family, his girls, are going to get vaccinations. Do it with justice. Now watch the shift. This is vaccination for everybody. Watch the shift when it's about his kids. Look at how unbalanced the green becomes in G sharp and A. Concern about physical safety and the management. Look at that shift. Mostly balanced. G sharp, 2145, 1842. This is what he was said, actually. So that A, managing something for useful purpose, so he's very concerned about his girls getting vaccination. And now that Italy has totally outlawed it, and some parts of Egypt and I think Finland, it's time American people woke up and realized that this is just for money. So Obama for other people getting vaccinations, Obama for his girls. Much more unbalanced. C, high emotional, could be very high demanding that it's read. They want to hear it over with and get it on my face afterwards. But if you've got a blue, they're emotionally there. Yellow, they're mentally there. So a combination of green and blue makes the best kind of lovers. And people with this high D have high hormonal needs. And I said that politely. That's a little better. They're a little more committed. They're a little more concerned with their feelings. There's a lot of emotions. That's a little better. I really would like it to be F sharp, be a little more sincere. But the D is the self-approval and the S is the plan. Now whether you ever got to the plan might be an issue. C sharp, the information broker, the person who is caught between E, the notes, and D, the self-approval. So they do a lot for other people. I wish that expansion thing would quit coming up there. Take your time to write that down. D sharp and E together usually is a sinus issue. D sharp and A are pairs. D sharp people usually give too much. They lack oxygen in the cell. They sometimes get COPD, water around the heart. Common for D sharp. This is Michael Phelps. His D sharp is very red. He's embarrassed, self-approval. If he did the right thing, it's hard for them to fess up to do the right thing. They want to do the right thing, but if they do the wrong thing, it's hard for them to express it. I just put this one in here because marijuana is a D short. That's something you might want to see that. E, yellow, breath, nose, allergy, mucus, sinus problems, glaucoma, breathing. In a sharper pair, they go together with words of expression that are true. A sharp is the expression of spirituality. So it's the expression of spiritual words. This is Michael Phelps again. He is sorry, emotional word. I think he's just sorry he got caught. So there's a bit of an ego there. He didn't find it useful to get caught. That's that E and A sharp that shows whether or not they're fibbing. It needs to match in amount and color, and it doesn't. And this is Janet Napolitano in 2009 telling us we're all going to die from the flu pandemic. Vicious deception again. E and A sharp. No match. Reactive with a plan. Emotional ego. You see how I'm beginning to compound the chart to get you a little deeper and deeper into what's really going on. Now you'll get a printout. You don't have to take what I'm saying for the truth. And don't take my words exactly. Take the pieces and put them together. Figure out the clues of what this person's like. F, kidney. This is how you decide the balance between perception and action. What's incoming information and what am I going to do about it? It is paired with D. The balance between self-perception and D, a love of humanity. So how much do I give? Where do I stand in the universe? Where do I stand with what I need for myself? F and F sharp are paired for male sexuality. This is Roger Clemens, who said he didn't take steroids. Did he? Well, he's reactive about it. Emotions of justice is about the same. I've got to do something useful here. A balance between perception and action. Nope, not true. He wants to do something about it. He'll probably get off of them. He'll probably go into rehab. But did he do it? If he did, he thinks it's for a very useful purpose. Useful, useful, useful here. He thinks he did it to make the game better. But he said in the interview, it didn't happen, this didn't happen. Well, sorry, Roger. It happened. You did it because you thought it was for a useful purpose. F sharp is Libra. They like to carry out the plans of F. It moves all of the, moves all of the fluid around in the body. C and F sharp, we already said that. A backwards way of carrying it. Obama on healthcare, F sharp, carrying it out, very intellectual. He doesn't have a plan. He knows he's going to carry one out. F and F sharp does not match. It's still in his head. He knows he's going to carry it out for whatever purpose, but the plan is not conceived. F&F sharp, male sexuality, green, very good partner. They're committed, they're loyal. They love the universe, they love universal law. This is because of the ideal partner. Hormonal-driven male. Hormonal, normal. G would get you a nice house. G sharp would help you keep the health up. C sharp would be just and fair. D would live by universal law. G, turquoise, someone who likes to get in your head and find out what makes it tick. They like mental quizzes. They don't let you in their head often, but they certainly like to get in yours and play around. C sharp and G are pairs. G sharp, I just thought maybe you'd like to see where the frequency of Viagra is. John F. Kennedy's speech about born free. This is a very hard combination. Intellectually or physical cause. Blue is there too, and that's cross. It's diagonal. From the upper left of yellow to the lower right of blue. This is a person caught between, I want to think about it, I want to do about it. I want to think about it, I want to do about it. Head, gut. It would be a hard combination. It lacks A sharp. It lacks the ability to carry out his own spirituality. D and A sharp don't match. So he's telling the truth, or just giving a speech. The ability to use words to persuade. 45, his words are kind of normal. 42 is normal. What he has the ability to do is paint a physical picture of what he can bring through. We did Obama's voice in the last campaign. He started out talking like Billy Carter. Then he was talking like Ron Paul for a while. Looked like the same print. And the week that he started emulating John F. Kennedy's voice is the week he drew ahead of Hillary. What is Lady Gaga's motivation? I thought it would be ego, but it's money and physical stability. Green is that stability of a person. F and F sharp and G together is money. It's the outrageous stuff is for money. It's money making. This comes from an interview she gave with Geraldo. Spirituality, as she claims, is not part of her gig. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There's many, many places. There's money driven. Money and safety. Foundational. Strong. United. That's what it's driven for. G sharp. Sagittarius. They like to take everything apart and put it back together their way. Oops. D and G's are paired. This is Bush when they threw a shoe at him, and he said, I didn't feel at least that threatened. Lie. He definitely went to foundational energy and G sharp physical usefulness. He was totally threatened by it. Fib, although E and A sharp do match, he was physically stressed. This is Ron Paul. Very multi-task, multi-level thinker, not much reactivity, much like Princess Diana and Kate and William. Very similar, but first is his emotions. He wants to do well for other people. If I was him, I would be so frustrated right now. I was going to slap these other people who are just taking the U.S. public for a ride. He's the real deal. And he's talking here about this director of national intelligence, talking about they've now given themselves permission to assassinate any of us. This is my favorite note. I do have trouble with my eyes and my thyroid. I rely on intuition a lot. So you can also look at their favorite color, and that's one of the things our practitioners ask. What's your favorite color? Mine's Capricorn blue. So you can get an idea of their personality that way. This is Bill Bayed Baxter. He is talking on a radio show about vaccinations are not good. He is reactive. But look at this. He has no ego. Reactive, no ego. D sharp, he's having a problem between his words and his self-approval. He's not a very good speaker, but he's telling the truth. D sharp and A. That's Capricorn A. D, keep flipping back and forth. I don't want it to. My mouse is going crazy here. The D sharp and A are a pair. They need to match, and they need to be equal in color and equal in the length of the column, the height of the column. So he has some stress there in getting his message across. I bet he came on the show last minute and didn't really have time to think about it. A sharp, Aquarius. Spiritual stability of the universe or nutcase. Both sides of the spectrum. A sharp and E together are immune system. If it's mucus related, A and A sharp are immune related if it's a lack of methylation. E and A sharp are opposites on the stomach card. This is somebody with a split brain. All this middle is missing. Left brain is very intellectual, right brain is very reactive. It's probably a volatile guy when he gets upset or mad because he doesn't know how to get his brain engaged with his reaction. Big gap where he doesn't have any energy to spend. Vertigo is usually the note of A. Six notes away, color opposites. They relate because they are color opposites. Red is the opposite of green. Orange is the opposite of blue. Yellow is the opposite of violet, so they are pairs by complementary colors, and that makes them pairs by music at the same time. Although notes that are 6 notes away aren't very compatible, or we think of them as not being compatible because the church tried to outlaw the use of notes that were six steps away, like C and F sharp, red and green. They tried to outlaw it because it gives you dominion over your health. A meaning is a pair. These two notes go together. They're opposites from one another. If you got too much C, we can give you F sharp and make the C too much go away. I said that kind of backwards, but you know what I mean. But these things are very logical, linear. There's a better word for this. So like this is split, so it's a sinking. What's the word for that? There are colors that are complementary. Red and green are complementary colors. Yellow and violet are complementary colors. We took the colors and we reduced them to frequencies and said you have opposite frequencies as you have opposite colors. And we proved it. If somebody has too much of the frequency of the note of C, red, we can give them the frequency of the note of F sharp, green, and control the too much red. This is just verification of what we said was right about Roger Clemens. I should have taken this one out. This verified, too, what we said, that he did that because he thought it was the right thing to do. Remember all that green? But look at how his voice kind of dumps down into here, where there's a lack of energy. So there's ego energy, emotional. There's justice energy, intellectual. And then it begins to just drop off. Useful spirituality. He feels that he did what was best for people to make baseball good, and he's unappreciated for it. Note of B, last line. B and F are opposite. Magenta and lime green. Words of purpose. This is Tiger Woods apologizing and asking the news media to stay away from his wife, and it's really none of their business. So all ego pieces are gone. All the right brain pieces are gone. He's acting. And what he has to do physically right now to get through this. He's not thinking about it. He's not feeling about it. He's into action. I will move through this and ignore everything else. These charts are very literal. He's moving toward an action, useful plan, carry it out. We'll talk about it. It's going to happen. Let's get it done. Not enjoying it, not thinking about it, just doing it. Here's emotional reaction. Again, somebody said something about his wife, and he responded in a very emotional way, not an action way. Like, what I'm doing is none of your business, stay out of my way. This is a totally emotional reaction. Now, this is a difference in a wave and just taking the chart. This is just recording it in real time, and this is the wave of it. You can see the overall intention, emotional intention. The highest note is G sharp. Create something physical for a useful purpose. He wants to manage from an emotional perspective and to carry out the plan on an emotional perspective. He wants a balance, an emotional balance between self-approval and words. So Lawrence asked this question a long time ago. Would looking through green-colored glasses have the same effect? Yes, it does. Absolutely. And you can buy whole sets of glasses that keep them here. So if you can't get the color or the food or whatever responds to that, if you look at the color of the food, the color of carrot is orange. So that's going to give you the note of D, but the flower of a carrot, to let it grow and seed, is white. So it's a combination of white as its flower and seed, and that's the note in between C and D, white light. Hard to get to. So you can do this by food. A lot of green food out there. Red fruit, tomatoes, yellow fruit, squash. So if you need a sound, and there's nothing needed here, we'll go over here. He needs G sharp. And we're looking at Sagittarius, so blue. Is there blue foods? Eggplant? I don't think blue popsicles count, but thanks anyway. Berries. So you can look at this in terms of color, in terms of music. There's music lists that are available, everything done in another, Diana Ross sings in C. That's the one I can think of right now. So music, another person, an Aries, a space that has a shape, a dome shape would be the shape of a C. This is us looking at James Gandolfini and looking at his neurotransmitters for, I wanted us to check on his weight, but it really revealed that it was more about his heart. Dopamine is D sharp, E is serotonin, and F is norepinephrine. And those are the three neurotransmitters that control your appetite. Sometimes for right-brained people, if you need the note of C, you'll have to go to the note of green to get it. Because it seems that right-brained people have a different brain structure about how they perceive color. Imagine a future in which our individual vocal frequencies is our identification. So privacy is an illusion, and we're all free to be who we really are. Where truth is again revered, and integrity again means something to our world. This is what we'd like to bring to the world with this little nanoVoice. People don't even know themselves. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. Well, I can't say everybody, because some people argue with that. But a lot of people are lost. And they can use this nanoVoice to make a decision. I think I want this job on Park Avenue because blah, 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 blah. Or I think I want that job over there because I make cinnamon buns. And you can do different nanos and see what you really need. I want to go on a date with this person, and this is what I think of them. The computer, because we've lost the ability to trust our inner self, the computer can bring it back to you. We would like to ask or invite all of you to join the Guardian. It is a monthly club where we get together and talk about all of this and get software each month. There There's also a forum, the topshelf.group.yahoo.com group forum, guardian forum. And we haven't been taking care of that very well, but you can post questions there. And we have classes once a month. You can lie with your words, but you can't lie to your own voice. And we are bringing all of this back, all of this information about frequency and your voice and how it pertains to you. We've got some gifts for you, so just hang on a minute. We'd like for you to join us on Blog Talk Radio Sundays at noon. The show is Sound Health Options. I'll be doing a show about judgment this week, where they come from. Here's a little bit of information about how you can get in touch. Our phone number, nanovoice.org for the download, for our soundhealthoptions.com for more free classes, free videos. And there's an email you can write to me, sherryonair@gmail. I'll answer your questions. Try to do it the same day I get it. If you would like, didn't I go that far? More of that. If you would like our free radiation software and class, you can download it from soundhealthoptions.com/radiationclass.html. We are doing, well, that's the total lie. Our next class, I think, well, the one tomorrow is adrenal burnout. I think the next one is we're giving away the muscle program, and it's like in 2 weeks from now. Let's go see for real. I didn't change this out. Oh, that's not right. We go back to the home page. Self-giveaway, software, find out more. The next class is July 28th, and it's muscle management. That's for trainers and chiropractors and massage therapists. You can help trainers train the right muscle. We have a giveaway video for you. You can download it from soundhealthoptions.com at Information Central, and it will tell you what an appointment is like with us. Somebody asked that at the beginning, and I said, can you hold on to that? I'll be right with it. There's a couple other questions I need to answer too. We also have two, this is about this little girl and what really happened to her. Doctor referral, and it shows you what happened during her appointment and how she went from this little girl that looks about 10 years old to one that looks about 13 or 14, and we kicked in her neurotransmitters, and now she has a normal life, and she's finished college on the dean's list most of the time, and she's now teaching young kids. I skipped one. There's a couple of free videos for you. You can buy them by calling us at 740-698-9119. Put it in our donation pot, or you can download them for free from soundhealthoptions.com/secret-html. We often put things up there that we want just our group to get. So I'm going to answer a few questions. One of them was, I want to make a practice of this. I want to start a business. And you said that we can make money with these free programs to pay for our next level of training. Not actually sure how that would work. Okay, you've just taken a nano class, so you start a practice. Somebody's got a problem. Say, yeah, I can help you with that. Let's talk into this microphone. We'll give you a report. Which job did you want? Let's talk about both of them. Well, this one gives you more balance. This one fills you out more. What do you want in a job? Let's talk about that and see which one helps you. You can charge them for your consulting service. You get a nutrition program, which you did a couple weeks ago. It's free. You go to your local health food store. I can help you sell vitamins to people in a more efficient way. This person has calcium not working, so what can you give them that makes calcium work? And their salt's very low. What can you give them? So you're there at the health food store, and they see that you're benefiting their store, and you can set up a practice. You can charge money for that, put it in a little pot so that you can come to our professional classes, or if you can earn $40 a month, and I'm hoping everybody can, then you can join our Guardian classes. We'll go back and find those. And earn your money to come to the professional class. We will go on radio with you if you get your local station. We'll write to them, tell us what shows are on, what they do on that show. We'll check it out. We'll be on the internet with them or the phone doing a show, and you can be the local person. And we'll say, this is what's happening, and they're setting up a bioacoustic center. Are you saying I could advertise similarly and have people email or voice sample too? Yeah, we haven't even talked about bundling any of these reports yet. So you can bundle them and send them right over the internet to people. And we charge them a fee for the printout. Absolutely. To answer those questions, I want to show you a little bit about bundling. So if we're doing a nanoVoice, and I'll just open one here. Oh, not very much in that. Open a different one. Oh, not there either. I'll just do this one. So we hit this little mark and it gives us a display. And you can roll over all of this and then say copy it. We go to our Microsoft Word, paste it, and on my computer it's Control-Alt-Delete, no, Control-Alt-Front Screen. And I can bring that right up here. You might want to make it a little smaller or whatever. And then you can just save that and send it to them right over the internet. And there's their report. The difference between a nanoVoice and an invoice, the invoice gives you 4 or 5 paragraphs of information. I don't know how to give you 4 or 5 paragraphs on 4 or 5 pages on that little bit of information that we're looking for. Just on those 2 notes. That's a lot. That's a little better. Somebody caught between intellect and emotion. Lots and lots and lots of information. So you can just roll over all of that. Or you don't know how to roll over. Okay, I'm going back. You just take your mouse and roll over everything. And then you copy it. Control-C will copy it. Do the same thing here. Control-Alt-Screen. Somebody's got their mic. Everett, did you have a question?
I'm sorry, I pushed the wrong button.
Okay, I'll mute it out. You just put the information in there, save it, and you've got a nice little report. Always go through here and make sure there's no typos, and if there is a typo, please let us know. I'm going to save that because I just don't need it. We always like to leave a little time. Who can buy the professional nanoVoice? Anybody can buy the professional nanoVoice. That comes with a big, thick, 80-page book with most of these examples that I've shown you here. Would this be considered giving nutritional advice? We have two articles, and an article by an attorney that talks about this is not nutritional advice in the way we do it, because we say your frequency equivalent of sulfur is low. You can turn around and ask the proprietor of the store, how do you tell them sulfur is low? Will they get snotty noses or colds and things like that all the time? Edema, people who have water gain in their legs and calves a lot of times have low sulfur. So you start to look at some of the complaints. So sulfur is also very close frequency to oxygen. Do you breathe well? Is your oxygen low? Is that going to keep running your family? But mostly sulfur, you crave eggs. A lot of sulfur in eggs. So you start looking at some of the complaints associated. And she's talking about nutrition programs. So let me show you something real quick about nutrition that I absolutely love. Muscle nutritional consultant. I'm going to open it again. Nothing too like you. So this is another one of the programs that we have given away. So if you've got something like calcium, well that's a lot, and sulfur, let's say, and stress on your chart, then you can go look to see what is common. Or I put sulfur in the wrong spot. So if we organize these by alpha, we're looking at arms, ache, arthritis, blood. Their commonality is they deal with blood. So you can cross-reference any of these nutrients. The other thing I like about this is you can look at let's say depression and thyroid. Look at their complaints and see what's common. Organize this vitamin, tyrosine. Well, there's one, tyrosine. There's both a problem with tyrosine. I thought I picked one that didn't have any commonality. Iodine, no. Vitamin D, not on here. So the commonality between someone having depression and thyroid trouble is tyrosine, an amino acid that you can buy at the store. So that's what she's talking about and how you do consulting with this little program. But you always say these are frequency equivalent. Can you purchase the nanoVoice sulfur? Yes, you can. Just get in touch with the office on Monday. We have had a couple of nanoVoice invoice courses. I don't think we're going to repeat anyone time soon because it's based on counseling. Let me answer this. How does one use YouTube? How does one record sound for accuracy sorry, I keep on asking the same question. What do you mean? How do I record something for accuracy? You mean, how do I know if I'm getting something on YouTube? Does it have the right kind of frequency in it? Well, we aren't really looking at the frequencies. We're looking at the distance between the frequencies. That's what makes the difference. And if they're going to change them, all the distance between them is going to be consistent. Do you have to take a professional course to get the nanoVoice? No, you don't. You can order it from the office. Just wait for you to help for time to enter. No? What sound file do you need? If you want to send us a vocal print and have us look at it and give you a printout, we can do that. Send it to clinical reception at vocalprofiling.com, and or just call them. They'll send you instructions on how to get that to us, and it's right on our go to home, go to clinical services, this is how to become a client and all the different things that we do. You can look at assessment options. It'll give you a little tutorial on how to look at a vocal print and what we have available. What is nanoVoice? What does it do? What's muscles? What's nutrition? There's another thing here that you can do. Go back to the beginning of this. I'm never opening new. I'm going to go to Sound, Health, options.com/radiation class and go to that. If you look at this, there's a textbook here. And this will give you step-by-step instructions on how to take your own vocal print. What's the cost of the abacus after the 30 days is up? Well, you can join the Guardian and you can get it for free for a year. You get the abacus, and I think this month they're also giving away the nutrition program if you join the Guardian. So you get an abacus and you get one program, the nutrition one, when you join, and then every month after that, you get another program, and you use the abacus with it. So you can get the abacus for whatever the fees are for joining Guardian. And I think Guardian's $95 to join, which gives you your abacus and your nutrition, and then it's $40 a month. Jessica, what time should I call? Well, we're in the Eastern time zone, so we're open 9 to 5. So call any time between that. We use a speaker, one, and mic to record from YouTube or download and strip sound out using Real Player Professional. Okay. When people request things from us, like a client, we ask them to record it on their own computer and send it to us. When somebody asks us to do a YouTube, we usually go to the station and request a good copy of what's going on. We've done some really high-powered leaders, and it's been requested by government people, so they usually can get their hands on whatever they need. How many various programs have been developed and are more constantly being created? We did respiration. I'm trying to think what the other one. Tommy, are you still on here with us? What other one was done this week? Jessica, you would have to take that up with the staff. I don't even know how to answer that question. Can I join the Guardian today so I can get the agreement class tomorrow? Or would I have to wait till Monday and miss tomorrow's class? Colleen, write to me privately and I'll see if I can get that taken care of. I'll put my private email in here. How many programs have been developed? About 50. And one just came in this week, one's coming in last week. We're just doing one on STDs. Here, I'll show you where the list is so you can see what programs there are. Go to frequently asked questions. We just did a course last week that this particular software is not even on there. It's muscle performance. So if you're a batter or a kicker or whatever, this is under our frequently asked questions. Go down past the orange happy hour, which is every other Tuesday we do free local friends. Go past Guardian and all that. And then it says click here. Of course, I want that out of the way. And that will give you all of the different software programs, except muscle performance that we just did, and we just did respiration. And I can't think of what the other one was. It just came in there. Oh, lymph drainage, the lymph system. We developed things because people asked, like the one with sexually transmitted diseases. We didn't have one. And somebody needed it for their practice, so we began to develop it. We did recreational drugs that way, too. And there are a few of these listed here that aren't available, like the venom. We're having trouble legally with putting that out, putting out a bunch of venom that would kill people. How about one on bugs? We did one on worms and bugs, and people got so freaked out by it, we took it out of the database. Are the software given to Guardian's trial version? They're full year versions. You take a free class, you get it for 30 days. You take a Guardian, you get it for a year. And that's the longest we can register anything for is a year. They are full versions. Can do website work also? Well, I don't understand that question. Can do, yes, you can put this up on a website, and we're having a program developed at level 2 of our website where all of this is going to be done on the web. Lawrence, I would like to help with programming. If this is needed, what should I do? Lawrence, we're having trouble with bonding, and we don't work with people out of state unless they're bonded. We've just had too many people run off with our money, and we don't have any money to run off with. Which reminds me, they just put a little donation button on our website. So if you'd like to donate, there was a lot of people donating. I don't even see where it is. A lot of people donating for other people to take class. Well, I don't even see it. And that sort of dried up and all of this money stuff came up. Oh, maybe I'm on the wrong page. Maybe it has to be the home page. There's another thing on our site that you can get a trial version of Paper Health. And I don't know how long it was, but it's one of the most incredible programs you'll ever see. You put in I'm sorry, my phone is going off. Bobby, I'm on here. I'll call you back. Okay. I usually put my phone in the other room. I am sorry about that. So HyperHealth, you get a free trial of this. And it's an incredible program. There is another one that Dr. Rowland has. It's not as easy to use as this one. Jessica, the bugs that you're talking about aren't in that database. And unless you can get me a name or a species or something, go to your health department. Then I may be able to decode it for you. Okay, where did HyperHealth go? Down here. So we could put in something like, I don't even know if bugs are in here. Bed bugs, bed sores, bed bugs isn't in here. So, what do we look for? Osteoporosis. And it gives you all the nutrients associated with it, and you can check it against their vocal print. I just find this incredible. Well, D-spirochetal what? I need a species. So you can look at everything that's going to happen through this. It's just incredible. And Warren has agreed to give people a little trial version of it. I think it's the full thing, but I think it's, Jessica, there are 12 different Lyme diseases from Borrelia on down. If this is an outbreak in your community, go to your health department. They'll know the name of what it is. Okay, lots of chatting going on. This is good. Is there a trial of nutritional consultants available for download? Well, they just took it down. They only leave it up for 10 days. Kate, there will be another round of this go on. I think they're putting it on YouTube. So check back with Jade on Monday. I'll try to make a little note and have her get back to you. We do have a whole program, Jessica, for Lyme disease, and all of the different kinds of Lyme are there. So if you could match up that Lyme disease with your vocal print, that might work. Okay, send that to me personally so we can start work on it. Will Sherry answer these questions about recruiting in public places? You mean with a lot of background noises? I didn't see that question. So, Moon, what was it? We had a unidirectional mic made so that you can do this on iPad. Rob, what was the question? I didn't see it. Is Moon still on here with us?
Here we are. I thought I was on and I found out I was muted. I'm on now.
Okay, what was the
Can
question?
you hear me?
I can hear you. What was the question, Moon's question?
Okay, it's Moon, and this is a question. It's a bit long. In class yesterday, Joanne mentioned that she used the nano to earn money at fairs and get clients. Now, my question is,
What?
She was using the nano to earn money at fairs and to get clients.
Okay.
My question is, doesn't one need the same quiet for recording a nano session as one does an Audacity session? I didn't get the impression that she was doing this in a separate room, but I did get the impression that she was taking an Audacity vocal print at the same time. Have you any advice to give us on this kind of an open-air recording arrangement?
Use a unidirectional mic, and it will screen out other things. But you can also put a cone on your microphone so that your voice is inside the cone and you're not getting all of that ambient noise. When you look at, let me go back and show you something. When you look at the nanoVoice, there's little white stripes, and we cut out all the about 6% of each note in between, so nothing is ever mistaken for another one. But if you have one consistent note in everybody's file, like the note of 440, which is noted A in electricity, then I would say you've got a problem with your environment. But most of the time, you can use a cone around your mic or use a unidirectional mic and cut out all the extraneous noise. Okay? I know you recommend certain microphones, but would a microphone on a webcam be sufficient for nanoVoice? Well, they use the Samsung for webcams. You just have to test it. Put in the note of A and see if the note of A comes up. And there's little, what do they call those little things you blow in and do a note? Pitch pipe. So you can go ahead and test it.
Pitch pipe.
There's something called a cord, too, that you can use. That one is over here. A cord CA20. It's a chromatic tuner. They're $19 from Amazon. And you can put out a specific note or frequency, like 422, and it'll measure it for you. You guys have lots of good questions. With the nano, it's looking for that balance between notes and what note is high. And it's just hard to mess up a nano. Okay. Oh, we're 14 minutes over. It's been a great class. We will probably put this one up on YouTube. If you liked it, please announce that this will be available, I think, for the next 10 days on our site for people, and the downloads will be available, and we'll add a couple to it. We had to add that if you can learn you can tone article. So put it out for us on your website so we can spread the word. Please repeat the source you gave to people. It is a pitch pipe, and you can think of it a music store, or something called a Korg, K-O-R-G, chromatic, C-H-R-O-M-A-T-I-C, Korg chromatic tuner, C-A, as in California, C-A-20, and get them from Amazon. You know, people think it's a free class, you know, it can't be worth much. Oprah gave away cars on one of her shows. We give away good presents too. We give you a way to perceive your world. Inner world and outer world. I think that is a great gift for humanity. And any of you who have joined our other classes know that the classes are real, the giveaway is real. You have to buy your microphone, and boy, I'd give you that if I had the money. Thank you, Kate. It's been great, and I hate goodbye, so later.